It's recording.
What's up, YouTube? You see we on a slant here because nothing's level in the mountains out here on the ranch here. But I just wanted to talk about a bunch of things. A bunch of things. Obviously, I'm such a sexual assassin that I got to go into the sex thing. But I want to talk about like having sex when she's not ovulating and like how it's like gonna have some sort of rapey element to it just because her body's not really welcoming that at that moment. Like it's not her body's not in that space. Like outside of that window of ovulation, you really shouldn't be having sex. It's forced at that point. It's rapey because her body is not welcoming it. As much as her mind might want it,
Yeah.
the body is not on board. And I feel like the more that you betray the body like that, the more you lose trust for yourself. You know, your body is your physical self. So it's like, man, why are you doing this to me? Why are you making me do stuff that I'm not supposed to do? Like, my dogs don't want to breed unless it's the dog's ovulating. They don't even think about it the rest of the year. It's like twice a year the female dog ovulates or whatever, and other than that, they just living. They're not even thinking about sex. It's like totally appropriated, and I feel like people have sex so casually, and they're really raping their body so casually that it creates a separation with their own body, and then they're just like detached from it, and then they can do things that they would never normally do. They can have sex with partners they would never have sex with, have sex at times they wouldn't, because it's like more scar tissue. The more you do it, the more numb you get, and the more that you're not feeling, like you're not really being present physically. Like you might be mentally like seeing everything that's happening, but you're not really like your body's not totally on board for the sex, you know.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know if you wanted to say anything about that, like as far as
Yeah, about the numbness.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's really like this. If you have sex, not well, ovulating, you more in your head, and
yeah,
then it's like the motivation is only coming from your head,
yeah.
from your mind, and not from your body.
It's like if you
So
think
it's
about food and you know
yeah,
you're not hungry. You know your body is not hungry at all, but you're
yeah,
like, man, I smell this food.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
the senses, yeah, get
Yeah,
you caught
or
up.
I would like to have a chocolate or something, but
I didn't mean to cut
you,
you off though, but go ahead.
what?
No, because you were saying something before I said the food thing. You were saying like the numbness, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah. No, I just I know like my body at this point, like I've had like it's so many sexual traumas. They're like micro traumas. I feel like then they just add up over time, and then you just like
Yeah.
bypass them. One way or another, you just bypass the traumas. Like,
Yeah, you're not conscious about doing that.
yeah,
You're not aware that you're going against yourself.
yeah, like
So
yeah,
you don't know that you traumatize yourself.
like how much oral sex do you really need, or how much masturbation do you need to make the sex happen? Like, if you
Yeah.
know what I mean, like really, you know what I mean? Like if your body's totally welcome in it, then it's like you don't really need to prep it that
Yeah,
much. Like
you're right.
the box is just wet and it's just welcoming. There's no perversion. It's like there's no perversion. I guess it's direct. The communication is direct. There's no you don't need no head or nothing like that to relax the body, to force it into relaxation to have the sex, because so much of it is that I feel like where you could just have oral sex or touch somebody and then you can make them go into that space, but their body is not agreeing totally to it. And so I feel like those micro traumas add up over time, and like I've had a bunch, a bunch of little ones. It could be anything. It could be any little thing, and then you just don't acknowledge it because you just keep having sex, and then you just keep having
Yeah.
sex with new people and other people, and then it's like part of the routine. It's not really. There's no presence. It's a routine, in a sense. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like it could be anything. It could be like a chick do me wrong or whatever. Whatever it is. Like and I won't acknowledge it as a trauma or a sexual trauma. Like, I just feel like, oh, well, if I keep having sex or if I have sex successfully with the next person, then it doesn't matter. It like wipes it away, you know, and I feel like you were saying, like you can't heal sexual trauma with sex.
Yes.
I,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what else you would, but at the same time, I don't know what else you would do to know that you're not trauma or that you're past it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have sex again or engage in sexual activity again to know,
Mhm.
like, all right, I'm past that trauma. I'm not really thinking about that.
Yeah.
It's not in my body, even if I'm, because so much is like, it might not be conscious thought, but it's like lodged in the body.
Yeah, I feel like you would know somehow. Like you wouldn't feel it. No, know it. Just know it.
What's that?
Now I can't do it again or something. Like
What?
you,
Yeah,
you said you had to have like sex again to know if you passed the trauma, but
yeah.
I don't really know if it's true.
I mean, like, how
Maybe
would you
you
know
just
that you're past it until you do it again? Because you might feel like all right, and then you go do it again. You're like, oh shit, I'm not
but
okay.
it's a different. I'm alright.
Yeah.
It's a different. Like I'm alright. It's not. I really want it now. It's not the same thing.
I was saying, like, my whole body's on board for
Yeah.
sex. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like you don't have, and you're not thinking about the sex. It's just happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And because I feel like um, myself won't really let my body come, and my body really won't. It's like so many fail safes now. Like on top of the training and the breath and all of that stuff, it's so many fail safes, like to where my body will just not even let it happen. You know what I mean? Either I exit or whatever I have to do to not come. It's just like, and I don't even know if I can control it. I don't even know if I could get to that state of like allowing that to happen because it's just really like a bunch of scar tissue that won't even let me. You know what I mean? Because it's the things that are associated with coming. You know, because I've used it out of its purpose. In the past. But in reality, though, when I reflect on it, I've never ever ejaculated on purpose while sober in my life. And I feel like people are like, nah, man, what about when you was a kid or whatever? I'm like, nah, I was eating bread. It's not sober. I was eating bread as a kid. It's not sober. I was drunk off that bread, and insulated. And that should be bringing all that, keeping all that heat down there. And then you just be hypersexual off of bread. I feel like is, I don't know what's worse, bread or dead animals. You know what I mean? I feel like bread, they're like equals in the sense like I feel like when I reflect on the way they made my body feel and how they made me hypersexual, very carnal because they
Yeah.
create so much heat because the body's just heating up to try to break something down that was created at a heat that my body can't even reach. The bread was made at like 350 degrees. The meat was cooked at 350 or something. My body can't even reach that temperature to burn that off.
I think the only difference is that you don't have the energy like from the animal you put in your body, the trauma from the animal.
Yeah.
Well, slaughtering the animal or something.
Yeah.
It's a difference. In bread, it's not.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, like, yes, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Definitely that. Definitely that. I'm just saying, like, I was drunk off of bread as a child. You know what I mean? Those times when I was
You
young.
made me sad. I
Bread.
had to cry.
Yeah, I get angry. If I had bread right now, even if it's some vegan bread,
Yeah.
I'll be ready to snap somebody's neck, especially in the summer or something like that. Yeah, that's just like eating alcohol. But anyway, yeah, I just feel like I lost trust for that because I used it at the wrong times. I used it with the wrong people. The times I did come, I've had sex with a lot of people. Honestly, a gross amount in a lot of ways. I'm glad you still accept me. but I'm just saying a gross amount of people. And but really though, I've only ejaculated with like 8 out of the dozens.
I think any person is too much. You really don't have sex consciously. Like, if you
Even if it's one person.
yeah.
Yeah. Even if
It
it's
doesn't matter if you say like
yeah.
I had sex with a bunch of people. It's not really a difference than with one person the wrong way. It's the same. Like.
But I feel like the times that I had ejaculated with the wrong person, or some like the times when I was married and I ejaculated with her, it doesn't feel as traumatic to me. It doesn't feel like I'm so like punch drunk off of it and like you know what I mean, like scared of coming because of it was I really cared about her. She cared about me. It wasn't like it was. If I had a kid with her, I wouldn't have been mad at the time. That's kind of how I was feeling. So, and I always came inside of that one, her, my ex-wife. You know what I mean? So I feel like the trauma's not from that so much. it's still not good, but it's not as bad as the other ones, where I'm just frivolously busting nuts on people. I mean, or and you know what I mean, or wherever.
Yeah.
Like I feel like since I did that, I got this association, and then it kind of creates like this whole like bitches are vampires thing, where I'm just like I can't really trust you, you know what I mean, and it becomes an againstness, you know, it really becomes like I have to beat them instead of, and I feel like that's what I mean. Like if I make them come, then it's like I won the game. And who plays a game that they won before? I know what I'm saying. Right. Like I don't keep playing some game I beat. It's over. That shit is done. I made you come. I won. It's over. Now you deal with the trauma.
Yeah, it's like, because you did it wrong for the wrong reason.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You wanted this.
Yeah, because I felt low enough.
You want to reach this? You reach it, and it's done.
Yeah, and it's like starting at the ending. Yeah. I meet a chick first day, make her come. It's like, okay, it's already over. This is the beginning of the end at the beginning. Yeah.
You should wait.
Yeah.
Not have sex till you want it for the right reason. To make a baby.
Easier said. So.
I know.
Yeah.
But.
Nah, that's how I feel though. Like
It's just conditioning too. It's just because you're used to do it all the time, and not think about it really, and then just do it, but wrong. Because you.
It's like a self-esteem thing, Like I feel like I busted nuts. I busted nuts with the wrong person, and I feel like it made me low to where now this perception of lowness feels like I need to get back. So then I feel like I take other people's energy and hearts and stuff like that because I feel like my shit got robbed. It's like I feel like the Tin Man and the Wizard of Oz. Or was it the Lion? The Lion didn't have a heart, right? Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz is the Lion, the Tin Man, and the other motherfucker, and then the Annie with the red shoes, and they walk the yellow brick road. Damn, you young. you young. Damn. Anyway, yeah, that's how I felt though. Like I was just trying to fill that void of my shit, feeling like my shit got taken from me. So I need to take from somebody else, in a sense, unconsciously when I reflect on it. At the time, I just thought I was attracted to people or whatever, and it was just really like synchronizing off of like some really fucked up energetic states.
For me, it's kind of different. I feel like the first time I had a sexual like meeting, how do you say that?
Encounter.
Made me numb because I run from it. Like I didn't want to feel my body, and then I think I was used to be in my head all the time and not feel my body at all. And every time I had sex, it was like the same, but I didn't really know that I was doing that all the time.
Because you're not like fully in the body. You're not like inhabiting it.
I was never there.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know that, I was numb all the time.
So when you're numb like that and then they come, how can you respect them, right? It's like you can't respect them. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like the chicks will come, females will come, and then they act like they love me, or they tell me they love me, or they say they miss me or whatever, and I'm like, no, you're dick dizzy, like you're in a fog, like.
And I feel like I raped myself.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did actually, but
sure.
then it shows me even more. I did it for the wrong reason, and
Yeah.
It's not the right thing to do.
And then as again, I feel like I needed to make other people come is because like I feel like blocked, so I get the release through them, kind of. Like they come for me.
Yeah.
In a sense. Yeah, and like it's so crazy.
You need the energy.
And it's like if I do it in separation like that through their body, it almost feels okay instead of me doing it directly.
Okay.
Then it feels like I don't know. It feels like I know if I came, then I'm gonna hate myself. But if you do it, then I don't really hate myself. It kind of feels like an ego trip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I was saying though, man, as soon as they come, I lose trust for them. Because they swear to up and down that they love me. Because they did something that you would do with someone you love. You're supposed to be doing that. You know what I mean? So they swear that they love me. And I'm like, I know you're just in a euphoria fog. And you think you love me. You know what I mean? Like your body's just in a place that like we put it in like,
How can they love you if they don't really know how you really feel? because they think, oh, you enjoyed it too.
You're
No,
not.
I did not.
I didn't feel. Yeah, I'm not feeling anything. Yeah, like
How can they love you like that?
yeah, I'm
No.
going into
They
sex.
love themselves.
Yeah, they flatter themselves. Yeah,
They love what you do to them.
And they be glad that they let themselves feel something. They be like, they glad that they let themselves feel that euphoria. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's why they think they love me.
Yeah.
You know, but no, yeah, they're not. I'm not feeling nothing, so they're not feeling me feel anything. They're just feeling themselves, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
And then my energy, I'm funneling my energy through them, so then they get like addicted to that. So
Yes.
I feel like they feel that they get addicted to that. You know, what I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure you know.
It's not love. It's drugs.
Yeah.
Basically. What they feel.
That's why I feel like it made me a drug. I became a drug, as a human
Yeah.
drug.
Yeah.
Like, and it isolated me, and then like it concentrated me on one thing in a relationship. That's what a drug is, by definition. Anything isolated and concentrated is a drug. Sugar is a drug. Salt's a drug, because it's isolated. It's isolated and concentrated. So that's a drug, no matter what. That's the definition. So like, that's what it made. It isolated me from. You know what I mean, it separated me from myself, really. And then I'm concentrating on one part of the relationship. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm not. So I'm a drug now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even able to move forward in a relationship. And that's pretty much like cancer. You know, in a lot of ways, like your body just focused on one area, and then the rest of the area is getting consumed because this one area is getting destroyed. So now all of the focus and the energy is going to this one area. You know, and that's how cancer gets created. You know, I give a fuck about my tongue more than my digestive system. The whole thing, fuck it. My tongue's all that matters.
Yeah.
Fuck all that other shit.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? And that's how I feel about the relationship too. Like I'm just like I'm just here to taste it. I'm just tasting the relationship. I just want the sugar. You keep the rest of that shit.
It's not just a drug for them. It's also for me. Like I need that because everything else is trash. So like everything else not right in the relationship. So I need the sex to feel good.
Yeah,
in the relationship.
And I'm just like sapping them.
Because I know what I can do, and that's the thing I can do, and I'm confident in it.
Yeah.
That's why I do it.
That's what I'm saying. You get self-esteem from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And attention, from it, that you wouldn't normally get. You know, almost like a chick with fake titties. She getting attention that she should not be getting. You know, I'm getting attention from women that I should not be getting. They think they love me and stuff. I'm like, you do not love me. You know, like, and yeah, I feel like that's where I'm at. You know, it makes me to where I can't trust women because I feel like I made myself a weapon. You know, I became like a weapon. I became sexually weaponized. You know what I mean? And like parasites be using me that way. Like, well, we just bring this fuck. I'm like a sword. You know what I mean? They can just like pierce this woman and scavenge her for energy. You know what I mean? And it's just being funneled through me. You know, and I feel like it's just like the enslaved end up enslaving other people because it was done to them. So the same thing was done to me. So then now I do it to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and there's no excuse, but that's where it's learned behavior. It's not natural behavior to be like that to people.
Yeah, become bullies.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I gave away something I shouldn't have gave away, and instead of like taking it back, I was trying to take it from other people. You know, the innocence.
Yeah.
I'm like, and that's what I mean. Like bringing the sugar. It's like bringing the sugar out of somebody, like mining them for sugar, but you keep the fiber, the water, and all of that, whatever else. Keep all that shit. I just want the sugar from up out of you. You know, I just want to make you come and bring you into this really creative space that you shouldn't even really be in, with me at least. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't realize at the time I was doing it. So much of it was unconscious. You know, like so much of it is just energy and my body being fucked up energetically from like throwing away my energy in the wrong direction. Now my body's in this energetic space where it's like in need, and now I'm just doing things out of like a false necessity. Like I created the need. You know, It's not a real need, but my body is now in an energetic space now where it's like I need somebody to be giving me this energy because I gave it away, and instead of taking my energy back, I'm just leeching other people. You know, and then ultimately they leech me too though. You know what I mean? They still end up like being a drain on me. You know, people are like, oh, you're eating souls. I'm like, well, if I'm eating them, it's just like I'm getting like spiritual indigestion. They're going into my body. I'm hating myself for 3 months or however long, you know what I mean? Consciously or unconsciously, I'm gonna hurt myself because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like that life kind of whittled, like not whittled me down, but like it was like honing me, like sharpening me, like as a blade. Like I'm a blade, and to the point where like now I can't even touch myself, or people can't touch me. I can't touch people. It's like I'm a blade. You know what I mean? So you touch me, you get cut. You know, no matter what. Like it's like as much as I want to love you, you know, I've been designed to be this fucking thing now. You know, and it's like just walking that back is probably what I'm gonna have to do for the rest of my life. You know, you know. So yeah. Man,
Healing takes time.
yeah. I mean, and precision. You know, you gotta do the right thing.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
true.
it take longer the more that you're not precise about it. You
Yeah,
know?
it's not that time is healing, but you need time to heal.
Yeah.
But you need to do something so that you can sit down and do nothing.
Yeah. Exactly. You gotta move forward. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And then it just became I became so desensitized to something that was so normal. Like, how you came? All right, well let's move on. You know what I mean? Like it's not a
Yeah.
thing that I should just be like okay with. You know, like it became such a casual touch. You know what I mean? To where I really like you said that when we was first talking, like you said you were pain. I was like, damn, that's about right. I feel like I'm pain in a lot of ways, like personified.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
like
how I felt too.
I feel like a punisher. I feel like I punish myself, and then people synchronize with me, and they punish themselves with me, and I'm punishing them
Yeah.
because this is what I do. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, a
You
big,
want it, you get it.
yeah, you know, and that's why the devil thing is. I feel like the devil don't just punish motherfuckers, but if you synchronize, it's already punishing itself. You know what I mean? So then you synchronize with the devil. It's just like, well, you're not separate from me now. You know, so like, and that's how I feel. Like, you know, and if Big Pun didn't already exist, maybe that'd be my name. Big Pun. His name is Big Punisher.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'd be Slim Pun because he's fat. He's fat. You know what I mean? I'm Slim Pun. So yeah, yeah, that's really it, man. I guess I kind of want to say that. Yeah, I guess we committing to not fucking outside of ovulation. I really, yeah, I should really not do it unless I've already read all the midwifery books and watched the videos. You know, met with some doulas just to kick some thoughts around.
Right.
Talk to people that had natural births. Did all the whole thing, because I was talking to a guy that he got a chick pregnant, and then they read the books, and then the baby died.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just all about order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm starting off like, yeah, come on, let's get naked. I know you like 9 minutes. Let's get naked, and I'll make you come, and we hate each other for life.
You gotta be responsible.
Yeah, it gotta be in order, and that's like, that's responsibility. Is just order, respect, and order. Like if I'm.
Yeah, cause I feel like my body is also kind of knowing that I'm not ready. My body's intelligent.
Yeah, it's not stupid.
And it knows no. It's kind of like resisting.
Yeah. But people bypass all that resistance because you could get high or drunk and not feel it, or you could just eat the person's pussy or suck some dick, and then their body goes into like a stunned space, like, and
I'm ready now.
Yeah, and it's like, and I feel like that's like, to me, it's contributed to my to this dissociative identity disorder. You know what I mean? I really feel like sex has done that because it's like,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it has because I'm not myself when I'm fucking. So who am I being? You know what I mean? Like I've been more myself, but I feel like still it's contributed to it.
That's what like this personality disorder is like. It's kind of the same thing what I do. I just disconnect from my body, but you just disconnect from yourself too. Like then you switch personality. Like you have to escape the situation, so you switch personality. You're in another personality.
Bury myself into like my foot or something, and then like let an altar come up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, exactly, man. And I feel like different, and like there's not that many times where you're supposed to be emotional in life or in a day, in your life, really. It should be like when people die, you be emotional. When people born, when you have sex, certain points in time you can be emotional, but like you're not like if you study the art of war, like you're not even emotional when you accomplish anything because you knew you were gonna do it. It's like the art of war is like I'm fighting a battle I already know I won. Now I just have to execute. There's no point in celebrating once I execute because I already knew it was happening. I've already invested the energy and focus into it. So to celebrate is just like, what am I? All right, what? I knew what I gave to this. I gave something to this. It's giving me something back equal. What the fuck am I celebrating? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't require. It's not really a state. Like, not to say that you shouldn't acknowledge things, but it's like there's not really that many times in life where you're supposed to like just not be yourself and be just emotion. And I feel like
Yeah.
if I'm having sex, I'm going into an emotional space with like strangers and people I shouldn't even be like emotional with.
Being emotional is not conscious. Is not being conscious.
Yeah, you know, and so it should reinforce. It shouldn't lead. You know, emotion should reinforce things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It shouldn't be the front line. You shouldn't be following the emotion. The emotion should follow. You know,
Yeah.
you. You know, so yeah, I feel like going into that emotional state with the wrong people and just going into sex casually when the person's not ovulating and I have no intention of having a baby and no plan for the baby in their life, then it's making me more emotional in general. Because like my body's now feeling raped because I'm doing something I'm not getting. Like I'm going into something like sex and I'm not getting any fruits of it. It's like planting seeds and never getting anything back out of it. You mean your body's just like, what the fuck? I'm not getting this whole experience. I'm only getting the small part of the experience, and it's raping everything, the collective, myself, and everything. So like, I feel like now it's just different times of the day where I'm in emotional tizzies, I'm in emotional fits because my emotion is not appropriated. It's not where it should be. You know what I mean? Like it's not. It's leading and doing things it should because I'm taking it out of its context and just putting it into other shit for entertainment. You know what I mean? Basically, or for self-esteem or whatever, or to distract.
Yeah.
You know, that's what entertainment is. So yeah. So yeah, like I'm just distracting my emotions with emotion. You know, like with euphoric emotion, and then now it could be 6 p.m. randomly out of nowhere. I just lash out at somebody or something, and it's just because my emotions are not appropriated. Because sex is the root. So if you take the root of the plant and just put it in the middle of it, I mean, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not, the plant's not going to function. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to function correctly. It's like, it's the order of things.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like I'm just like being uprooted every time I do it the wrong way with the wrong person at the wrong time. Even if it's the right person at the wrong, you can do the wrong thing,
Yeah.
or the right thing at the wrong time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Even if it is the right person and everything.
Yeah, I've experienced it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you want to tell us about it?
I have a question. When you think about
Go ahead,
people,
on shit now.
people be like, sex is for intimacy.
You don't think we can be intimate without sex?
That's what I'm saying. You're
Yeah.
right.
No,
But I
I'm
wanted
just
to bring
asking.
that up.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, yeah.
I think it should bring you closer, but it's like if she's ovulating, then I feel like then it's like you can play ball, and then you can have tantric sex and practice for the baby. You know what I mean? Or have a baby. I don't think any other time is appropriate. Like you don't eat while you're shitting. You know what I mean? Like you just
Yeah.
like it's just certain things you just don't do like at certain times. It's not that the thing is wrong. It's just not appropriated.
Yeah. You can be also really intimate just communicating, like with words.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't even have to touch someone to be intimate.
Yeah, I think people just have misappropriated the word intimacy
Yeah.
because you can raise a child intimately just by being close to the child. That doesn't mean that you're being sexual with
Yeah.
the child. You know, like
Yeah, but I mean,
I feel like the word itself, people just like. I feel like people don't use the right words to explain anything. You know what I mean? A lot of the time, like not to say that you're. I know you know another language, all these languages and shit. I'm just saying these people that use the word intimacy, like I need sex to feel intimate or whatever. And it's like, well,
yeah.
you need to be intimate with yourself
Yeah.
first. You know, you need to listen to your body, respect it, and then you can
Right.
respect other people. But if you don't do that, then how you gonna listen to them? How you gonna listen to like whatever being is coming through you? You're just ignoring yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so how the fuck if something's coming through me, how am I gonna pay respect it or be intimate with it?
Yeah, and real intimacy is about love and not about sex. Yeah. Right.
Sex is just a plus.
Yeah. And if you need sex to feel intimate with someone, it's like, no, it's not love.
Yeah, no.
You just need to fill a void.
Yeah. It's like, because the sex brings a lot of presence, like I was saying in
Yeah.
the last video. You know what I mean? If I start having sex, all the energy in this area and the presence that's in this area is going to come to that.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, people be like not themselves. So then they have sex and then they feel themselves. And then they just get addicted to feeling themselves. I was like, no, that's not the only way you can feel yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you could do breath work. You could run a mile. You know,
Yeah.
you could read a book that taught you about yourself. You know, whatever. You don't have to have sex to realize presence.
You can read the book to someone. That's also intimacy.
Yeah, 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 exactly. You know, just like really having the patience to be in the moment
Yeah.
and feel the whole moment, and then move according to the moment. You know, instead of like what you think it should be.
Just be.
Yeah, yeah. Because then I feel like then you're living in a holographic world. Because now you're just like, this is what the moment should be. Fuck the moment. Right? I know, you're like, I know, my body don't want this food, but I'm gonna eat it. I know they're not ovulating, but I'm gonna have this sex. I know, you know what I mean? It's just disrespectful as fuck. But
Yes.
then, this is what I was saying. I know you saying like I'll be hard on myself and stuff like that, but I gotta be accountable, because who will be? You know what I mean? In a lot of ways, like, because things I know that like people would be like, man, if I like bread's not, you're sober if you eat bread, like no, you know what I mean? But I know better, you know what I mean? And if you don't know better, I guess you can play the dumb. But I feel like everybody knows. Everybody knows. I feel like everybody's allergic to the same things. Just
They
different
know,
different
they just
sensitivity.
don't listen. They don't pay
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. And paying attention is also really, it's the thing. It's being in the moment is paying attention too. It's the same thing.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, as far as like being hard on myself, like people will be like,